Okay. So I'm going to create a new repository. I'm just going to call this like BPL, like JS interview. Let's also do like our cohort, like JS Spring 22 interview. Yeah, interview stuff. Okay. So I've actually created, I mean, this is fine. I've created a repo before I actually created a project. So that's fine. What I mean by that is I don't have this in like in VS Code or like on my computer. So let's just go to my terminal. And you don't need to follow this because I'm going to have you clone this, or I'm going to have you fork this. Okay. All right, so where do I want to go? I'm going to go into this in a week 8. I'm going to just create like a resources folder. You can put this wherever you want, but you're don't do this yet because you're going to fork this and clone it. What did I call this? Okay. So I'm just making a directory. I'm going to call this the same thing. All right, CD into that. So I want to make, so I've created the GitHub repo. Now, since I didn't do like this with Rails or Yarn, this doesn't have a Git repo. So I need to do a git init to create the repo on my machine. And then let's see here. And then I am going to add a README. So let's do a code dot. READMEs are just nice because we'll probably throw some stuff on here. So readme.md. Let's throw there in there. Okay. So now I need to do a git add git commit -m. Say init. That's kind of what like these steps are telling me because I haven't created a project yet. So it's a do a git commit, add a readme, do a commit on that, then add the remote and then push. I can do a git push origin. So I'm also, because here's what I'm going to want you to do once you clone this down. We don't have any people in here with the same name, do we? So just use create a folder with like your first name when you fork this down, and then you can throw your stuff inside of here. Like whatever. Example.js. So now I can have this folder where I can, run that. So I could do like a node. I can do a git add dot commit -m init. Okay. So I am not going to add anyone as a contributor to this, but I'm going to allow you to still make pull requests, but we're going to do this a different way. And this is not how you're doing it with your hackathon or with your portfolio project, but this might be a way you might do this at a company. This is kind of another way how you can collaborate on a repo. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to have you fork this repo. Really wish they had a different name than fork, but whatever. Because it just sounds funny when you say like fork this repo, but I can't fork my own repo because the difference between forking and cloning is when you clone something, you're just copying the repo on your computer. When you fork a repo, what you're doing is you're going to create a copy of that repository on your GitHub. So it's going to create a copy, like it's essentially like cloning onto your GitHub account. And then you'll clone down from that repo on your GitHub account. So since I can't do this, does someone want to kind of be like the demoer and I'll walk you through it, but so you can all see how to do this? I can't do this. I could go fork someone else's repo, but
I got ahead of myself and I clicked fork already, so I have another screen.
You've already done it.
I think I got ahead of it, I guess. Sorry.
Let's see. Let's have someone go. Let's start with someone who hasn't done it. I mean, you've only done one step, so it's not that big of a deal. And Austin, you're fine there.
Okay. Okay.
I just kind of want to start from scratch, just so it's on the recording.
That makes sense.
I can do it.
Cool.
I'll share my screen.
Cool. So yeah, there is, I mean, it's Austin, you just did the one step of.
I clicked fork and then added the name. That's it.
Yeah. So Joe, all you need to do, and everyone else, you go to my repo or you go to the repo you want to fork, and then you just click the fork button. So click that button. You can give it a name. I would just keep it the same. But you can change the name, but it's going to be, that might be a little, I don't know. You can, like it says, you can customize the name, but leave that up to you.
Keep it. I'll just fork.
Yep. Sweet. So now you have this. So now you can almost, like, this is now a separate repository. It's just, you've you've cloned it from mine, or you forked it from mine. But so now let's say you want to get this on your computer. So now you're going to get your SSH link. You're going to copy that, and notice that's from your, well, that you did the HTTPS one.
Yeah, I have to do that.
Oh, you have to see. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. And so now you can just do a git clone on your terminal.
Oh, hold on. I have to be sure.
So maybe I missed it, but how is this different from just cloning it to begin with?
You're now when you're like when he's gonna run this git clone command. Maybe when we see it, like, notice how it's github.com Joe Jorgensen. He's cloning from his repo, not from mine. So
Okay,
there's this extra step of creating the repository on his GitHub. So with your portfolio project, you just have one GitHub repo. Now with this, there would be, he has like a copy of it.
So if you deleted yours, would it affect the one you forked?
No, yeah, see, if I deleted mine, he still has his.
Okay.
If you like made it private,
What?
what if you made it like a private repo?
If I made it private, then I would have to give you permission to fork it.
Even if I had already forked it?
Yeah, once it's forked, like, you have the code. So if I made it private after, like, you have it. Like,
Okay.
it's kind of like yours now.
So when you fork it though, you're not pulling anything new from, like, if you changed it, you fork it how it is and you don't get anything new. If like the person updates it.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll kind of look at that because maybe you do want to, get some changes. So yeah, go ahead and clone it.
Okay.
And then, yes, cool. So yeah, now do a git remote -v. See, your remote now is
On my repo.
yeah. So let's say you want to, okay, yeah, because let's do this. Let me share my screen and then I'm going to have you go
Okay.
back and share your screen again in 1 second. But let's say, because yeah, now you have this separate copy, and now you're kind of, potentially could be off for me. Can you see my terminal?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say I go into VS Code and I make, and I'm just going to do this in the README. So a change in README, after Joe, for this repo. So now I do a git add dot commit -m. I'll say like README, and I push origin master. So now, if I refresh this on mine, I have this change in my copy. And yeah, you could think this is, if you wanted, as like, if you fork something and you wanted to like keep this up to date, then you might want to grab these changes, right? So let's have you share now, Joe. Show how you can maybe get those changes. So yeah, if you do a git pull origin master, where is that going to pull from?
That's gonna pull from my repo.
Yeah, so let's just try it and see if you get the changes.
Okay.
You know, let's just experiment.
That'd be pulling from his own build.
Yeah, so go open this up in code. Just kind of want to like visually show this. You go to the README. Yeah, you don't have that change.
Okay.
So any ideas on how you think you could get this change?
Is there like a git pull forked origin?
Yeah, I mean, that's the right idea. So, but what we need to do is we just need to add another remote. So now you can have more than one remote. So let's go back to your terminal. And then you need to go to like my GitHub. You need to now copy my
Mhm.
the link to my repo. So you can go ahead and copy that. Cool. So how do we add a remote?
Git add remote.
Yeah, Git add remote. And then we give it the name. The next thing we give it here is the name. Now we usually call this origin, but now we can't. Origin is the one that's pointing to Joe's repo. So let's think of a name to, you know, point to this one. A common name for this would be like upstream. And then you can paste that inside of there. It's git remote add. You freeze up there, Joe? I don't know if we lost Joe there. But yeah, the point here is you